It's ho 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 season, everybody. So let's take a look at what we can do with this adorable chalk couture repeating pattern transfer. Hey there, it's Whitney with Girl Friday Crafts, and I am back to show you how I finished up the coasters that we worked on the other day with my essential stencil rub-ons. During the video, I was talking a little bit, some different ideas for how I could do the other side, and I wanted the other side to be the same pattern or similar to the same pattern across the board. And I decided to use my chalk couture ho 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 pattern transfer. I have already put some surface wax on these coasters, and we are going to fuzz my transfer just a little bit because it's still pretty new. The surface wax is going to create a smooth finish on those coasters, make it easier to pull up the transfer when we're done, a little less likely for the transfer to stick and pull up any of our chalk paste since it's a wood surface. Wood surfaces are probably the most forgiving other than your chalk couture surfaces. But those coasters had a bit of a rough finish, and so I wanted to make sure that this repeating pattern would come out nice and smooth. And so I should be able to knock out 4 of these at the same time. I'm going to line up my coasters and make sure I have them right side up. I thought I might be able to do all 6 at once, but they're a little too big. Sorry, I'm out of the camera range there. Okay. Get these lined up here. And going to, let's see. So, all right, I might only be able to do 2 at a time. Unless, can I go this way? I want, well, probably don't only be able to do 2 at a time, which is fine. I want the pattern to take up the entire coaster. So I don't want there to be any edging. So in order to do that, I will have to just do 2 at a time, which is okay. That still works just fine. However, thinking strategically here about if I line this up like this, because I'd like to be able to maybe get 4 of these done all at once, even if I can't get the transfer on all 4 of them at the same time. If that makes sense, I'll show y'all what I mean there. Okay, so we've got this on here. This one, looking at my camera angle, looks a little crooked. Let's see if I can fix that. Well, now I'm just moving it all over the place. I have these on top of parchment paper so that I don't scratch the other side because I have not put the gator hide on it yet. Okay, so we're going to use Shimmer Frost and Nominee. So I want these to stay nice and neutral. So you can kind of go with any color scheme. So I'm going to take my squeegee And I want to move all in one direction. It doesn't matter if you go top to bottom or left to right. What matters the most, if you can, is that you just go in one direction. Make sure we cover all of our negative space here. And once this has dried, we'll give this about 24 hours to dry. You put your gator hide on over this. Essential Stencil recommends that you use a water-based sealer over the top of their transfers. And so I'm going to use gator hide, but you can use Rust-Oleum or, a spray sealer if you would like, and you can use that on top of your chalk paste as well. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and lift this up and get that one out of the way. I'm going to drop my backer sheet under here so this does not stick to the parchment paper. And we're going to get my nominee. And we're going to come over here. Now you probably see a little bit of the red stain on my transfer from another project that I used this on. But the paste is all off. Some of the chalk paste just stain reds and greens, as you can see. Black sometimes stains, not a big deal. As long as you get all of the paste off, you won't have any problems. Okay. And we're going to lift this. Now this is just a really faint design, which is kind of nice. It's not overpowering or anything like that. Almost can't even see it. But I kind of chose that intentionally because I wanted these other sides just to be really sort of universal. All right. So I'm going to lay this down on the backer sheet. And we're going to take two more and bring them over this way. This is a little difficult sometimes, but it can be done. Just got to maneuver some. Make sure that it's nice and flat. So I am going to grab a paper towel. And just push down on that to make sure that that's really adhered so that I don't get any bubbles. And we're going to take my squeegee and we're just going to do the same thing here. Shouldn't have any problems going back over this area where I already have a little bit of paste. Hasn't really been long enough for that to dry. So if you're doing a repeating pattern and you're doing something like this, can sometimes I can get two, maybe three of a design at one time before I have to stop and wash my transfer. So if you're working in mass, doing cards or gifts, you say you're doing a tea towel or, making coasters like this, just know that you can probably do 2 or 3 at once. Has to be a repeating pattern like this, has to be something where you're moving pretty fast, so that it doesn't dry. But you can do it. You can also use a Clorox wipe to clean the front of your transfer. If it's starting to get a little clogged with some paste. Don't use a wipe of any sort on the back. Well, let me rephrase that. You can use a Clorox wipe on the back to reactivate if you're losing some of the sticky. But I wouldn't use a Clorox wipe to clean and then immediately try to use the transfer again. If you need to try to reactivate a transfer because some of the sticky is going away, you want that to be kind of when you've washed the transfer, you've let it dry, and then you'll take the Clorox wipe to it, but then you're not going to immediately use it again for a while so it can dry. And Clorox wipes usually do not put any fibers on the back of your transfer, but then that way, if you've washed it and dried it, reactivated it, you'll be able to tell. You do not want to use baby wipes on your transfers because they do leave fibers. You can use them on the front, but not on the sticky side. Come over here. And pull this up. Got that right there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and try to get these other 2 finished so that I can let these dry and get that gator hat on them. But just wanted to show you all how I decided to finish these out. So I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think and if you have any questions, and I'll talk to y'all again soon. Bye.